On this date, 3 years ago, I began my Sisterlocks journey. And today we're going to talk about my Sisterlocks experience at 3 years. I decided to transition to natural hair using braids after moving to a new city. I loved my stylist who maintained and cared for my relaxed hair, but after decades of relaxing my hair and of course age, I got some thinness at my crown and my hair just didn't look the same, and I just wanted to try something new. I watched many natural hair videos. However, my hair is a bit 4B in the front and mainly 4C. And a lot of the representation for me centered around, or at least what I watched. So let me get some accountability here. At least what I watched was very much about being able to use products to see your curl pattern and get your curls to pop and the wash and go. And being new to natural hair, I wasn't sure that that was an achievable goal for me. And of course, I would actively seek out channels of women with 4C hair, which when I couldn't talk to my friends, it was my respite. And I felt like when it came to my hair journey and they understood some of the challenges that I was experiencing, and even though I wasn't maintaining my natural hair myself, I really learned a lot. I gleaned a lot from watching the videos. As I explored the natural hair communities, I found a subgroup of sisterlock content creators. And of course, this fascinated me. I'd never seen Sisterlocks, and so I kind of went down the rabbit hole of Sisterlocks content creators, telling us about their install experiences, telling us about how they washed, how they braided and band, how they maintained. I even watched Sisterlock journeys from the start to the end, where creators may have decided that they no longer wanted to be a part of the Sisterlocks community, or they no longer wanted to wear Sisterlocks. And I respect them and respect their reasons, but watching their journey really was helpful to me. Now I want to talk a little bit about my own personal journey. Like I said, this is 3 years today. 3 years ago, I was sitting in my consultant's chair getting my install. I transitioned using braids. I was in braids for 1.5 years, maybe a little bit more, maybe 1 year and 7 months, maybe a little longer if I recall correctly. I made up my mind that I was going to grow out my relaxed ends, cut them or have them cut, and then get Sisterlocks installed, which is exactly what I did. I went to the Sisterlocks website and found certified Sisterlocks consultants, found a few in my area, contacted the top few that I felt like were promoting or marketing their business very well, who had pictures on their website of their install and the customers that they maintain, who had a social media presence. I was also looking for someone who had some experience with natural hair, someone who was a cosmetologist or really took their skill set serious, really considered this their craft. So ultimately, that's how I selected the consultant that did my install and currently maintains my locks. Her name is Chastity Vaughn. She's at S2R Hair Studio in Richardson, Texas, and I'll be sure to leave the details of her contact information in the description. Before arriving for my appointment, I watched multiple videos about preparing for your install. So I had my bag ready. I had an extension cord, I had laptop, I think an iPad, I had my phone. I had all of the things that Sisterlocks content creators advise you to take to your install. But what was so great about going to the consultant I went to is that she had a lot of amenities there in her shop. She had an ice maker, she had a Keurig, she had snacks, she had water, she had a streaming service, she had a comfortable chair, she had an ottoman for your feet, she had a lap desk so you could actually continue to work remotely while you were getting your Sisterlocks installed, which I still use when I go for reties. My install started at 6 a.m. We went to midnight, and then we did it again the next day. So after my install, I was so very happy to be done. The biggest challenge of the Sisterlocks experience was sitting through a 2-day install, but we were done. Now I'm going to share some of the pictures from day 1, possibly day 2, and you'll see that the look is very different from my hair today. But I was prepared for it, watching so much Sisterlock content. I was starting something new, starting a new journey, so I was good. I was okay with a shifting view of beauty, or not leading with how nice my hair looked on a particular day. Did not care. Was very excited. After my first wash, and I didn't quite expect it, but my hair shrank considerably, like considerably. I was appreciative because that shrinkage made it look more full. And I would say that it took a full 3 months of washing for it to really get the fullness, maybe even more. Maybe 4 months, 3 to 4 months before you start seeing the fullness that you see in the content creators with the little Sisterlocks bobs. And I do want to say that I did do my big chop right before my install. That's why my hair grew out in the style that you currently see it in. It was cut specifically to grow into a nice shape as my Sisterlocks journey continued. At night before I go to sleep, I may pineapple my hair with a scrunchie. I'm wearing a scrunchie today, if you can see it right there. And then put on a bonnet. If I'm really tired, it's just the bonnet. I generally don't have a lot of issues with lint, and I think that is because I wear a bonnet nightly. Even if I'm just at home by myself lounging, I'm usually in a bonnet. In the morning, it's pretty simple. I take down the scrunchie, shake out my hair, separate. I feel my hair to see if it may need a little bit of moisture, and if it does, I will use a bit of distilled water or some leave-in conditioner. I'll go show you the leave-in conditioner that I use right back. So this is my leave-in. It's the Pravana Intense Therapy leave-in, and I use it pretty sparingly because first of all, it's expensive, and secondly, I just don't condition my hair every day, and I also don't put water in my hair every day, especially if I have a braid out. You know, I'm gonna lose the texture of my braid out if I continually spray it. So I don't. I get reties every 6 weeks. When I extend to 8, it's a bit more expensive, so I like to be consistent with every 6 weeks if possible. So how long are my reties? My reties are generally 3.5 hours. During that time, I'm generally working on my laptop. I've shared in previous videos that I have lost locks, 1 or 2, and I think that has to do with the density of the hair around the edges, around the perimeter of the front of my hair, and just the weight of a growing lock. It happens. I used to attribute that to headbands or wearing sunglasses as headbands. Reflecting back on that now, I don't think that was the case at all. My hair goal is to reach below bra strap. I think that will give me the style versatility and the length that I want, and I'll be happy there. My favorite milestone with wearing Sisterlocks is to be able to do a top bun. And I've been doing this a little prematurely, cheating a little bit with some bobby pins, but now at 3 years, it's not a perfect bun, but I can get it to pretty much stay without any bobby pins, so I'm happy about that. Do I see myself going back to relaxed hair? I don't. I can see at some point not having a Sisterlocks journey and maybe trying another lock style or wearing very, very short hair. But at this point, I can't really envision going back to relaxers, even though I enjoyed relaxers and relaxed styles. I can't tell you anything definitely, but I think that is behind me. If you are seeking more Sisterlock content, I have a playlist that I'm happy to share with you now. And I hope you enjoy it. See you next time.